listening to Free Talk with MrB.
Hello and welcome. This is MrB on Free Talk with MrB. Our guest this evening is Kiki and her mom. What great minds they have. And they started up a Great Minds Library. It's going to be fascinating to hear from them right here. Let's go listen directly because this is Free Talk. Free Talk with MrB. Hello, Kiki. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, welcome to Free Talk with MrB.
Thank you for having us.
It's definitely my pleasure. Definitely my pleasure to have you guys. Looking forward to it so much. And where are you guys right now?
We are in our living room.
Nice.
In Richmond, Texas.
Okay, great. You know, a lot of times we want our listeners to know what part of the world, because listeners come from around the world. So from Richmond, Texas. And,
yes, sir.
And tell us a little bit about yourselves and about your story.
Okay. My name is Ngozi Emodi, and originally I'm from Nigeria. I actually moved down to US in 2005 to join my husband. And we've been living here since then. I have 4 children, 3 girls and a boy. And I work with Harmony Public School. And here is my daughter, Kiki. Kiki, you want to say hi?
Okay, my name is Nkiri Murdy, but I just go by Kiki. I'm 12 years old and I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. And I also go to Harmony and I'm in the 7th grade.
Wow, very nice. And Kiki, we talk about nighttime and night with Kiki. Tell us about that.
Okay, so Night with Kiki was an idea that me and my mom collaborated together. We shared our ideas. During early quarantine, you know, everybody was kind of bored. They didn't really have anything to do, especially young kids. And just kind of feeding on to the whole Great Minds Library thing, and just providing kids who might not have access to books. So basically we just read books to them every week, and it was a really great experience and got so much love and support from people all around the world.
Wow, Great Minds Library. And so, wait a minute. That's very, very different and very, very new, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So that sounds very interesting. Great Minds Library. Tell me more about Great Minds Library, because it sounds very interesting.
Great Minds Library is a nonprofit organization that is focused around providing books and just reading literature and stuff like that to the unfortunate children in Nigeria.
And that's the idea you came up with so young, and you just thought something fantastic could happen there.
Well, really, this is my mom's idea, and just me loving reading and stuff like that. It was really great to share a lot of her experience with the Great Minds Library with her.
Oh, very nice. I mean, I listened to a couple of the episodes. It was on YouTube, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and sometimes an idea comes up, and to get it to be real, something had to happen. What happened? How did you work so hard to get it done?
Well, really, the love and passion for English literature arts is just so strong within me and within my family. And so being able to do that was just such a blessing to me. And with my mom's striving determination to get these kids who are more unfortunate than me, and I've been privileged to have access to books and not them, it's just sitting down here in my living room with a book and just reading to them. It just all came from the heart.
Very cool. And it's an inspiration for a lot of young people that they too can do something. So it's very interesting. The Nigerian guys or the Nigerian people, how did they react to it?
They were very intrigued, especially a lot of my relatives. They were very happy to see, what I was doing because, it's such a big thing what books can do for people. And so they were very happy, and I was happy to see that as well.
Cool. And your mom gave you a lot of support. You were able to make her idea come to real. And I guess, a lot of people look for things to do during coronavirus, and that sounded so productive. I'm like, wow.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
And what are some of the things you guys had to do? I think you mentioned you were able to put together a library also. I mean, access to books. Go ahead.
Yeah, so in Nigeria, my mom's elementary, when she was growing up, didn't even have a library, and to this day, they still didn't. So what my mom did was she put a lot of time and money into building a library in their school for them, and they would go there and read a bunch of books. My mom did a 1,000 book drive, and she got over 1,000 books, and all donated to Nigeria for the library for them to read and enjoy.
Now that drive was going on in Houston, right?
Yes, sir. It was going on in Houston with different organizations helping.
Oh, okay. So, Mom, I want to put you in the spot. How did this work out? What kind of organizations was able to support you? And how did you get all these books to Nigeria and open a library?
I mean, a lot of people truly, not just organizations, but individuals really supported. And I believe you were part of it too. So thank you. But yeah, my school really helped me. Harmony Public School, they got behind me, sent me books, all the books that I needed and much more. Also, I have the Leo's Club of Katy. They actually helped in the book drive, organizing it, arranging the books. Great Minds is actually a team. So we have the team also working with me and putting all those things together. And with donations here and there, it add up, and we're able to ship them to Nigeria. And like she said, establish for the first time and first of its kind, a library in my old elementary school.
Okay. Because I knew some about it, but I didn't know it was your old elementary school. Very cool.
Yes, they said charity begins at home. So they were the reason why I got inspired to do this, because growing up there, I wanted to read so badly. But I didn't have access to book. I grew up poor, so there was no way for them to actually spend money buying you book just to read. And to actually buy the book, they have to travel like quite a distance to get to bookshops to buy them. So, and even at the bookshops, there were just very few also. So I knew that I wanted to read. I knew that I love reading, and just coming here and seeing the opportunities here, the things that the kids are exposed to, and also what books can actually do for kids, especially my kids. I saw, the proof of what books can do for your kids. And because of that, I said, where is the better place to start than my old school that I think deserves something. And when I went there, it was still the same. They didn't still have a library. So we started from there. But since then, we've established 2 libraries. It's just
really? Wow.
Over a year now. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I mean, how awesome. I'm so glad you're also on this program, because this program is about giving back in different ways that we can give back. And here on Free Talk with MrB, we talk about an accumulative set of experiences, give back. But you have the physical kind, and your experience drove you to go back home and to give back what experience you had at home. So you turned that negative experience into a positive experience at home. And so,
yes, sir.
Very, very cool. And so the donations you said was able to build a physical library in your old area, in your old school area.
Yeah, it was actually an old classroom. according to them, was supposed to be a library, but there was no books, no shelves, and it was just falling apart. So we took the space, renovated the whole area, got them shelves, chairs, tables, fixed the ceilings, whatever needed to be fixed, the windows, the doors. Were removed and changed into glass doors and glass windows. So yes, we did a lot of innovations. It's almost like building something from scratch, almost. And donations, yes, got us through that.
And so I guess this is a location that listeners or Nigerian listeners can go and take a look at. Is it open to the public where they can see also?
You mean the library?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, it's a public school, and that's actually why we are doing what we're doing right now. We kind of change it up a little bit to where we can build a neighborhood library that will be open and accessible to a lot of people. The one that we did was in a school, so unless the school is open, the kids are not actually able to access it. But when it's open, all of the schools around there, all elementary schools around there were able to access it. Okay. So that kind of we're switching our goal to actually building a neighborhood library where the whole community will have access to it, whether the school is open or not. Okay. So that's what we're planning to do right now.
And,
yes, sir.
And that will be in your old neighborhood also?
No, that is actually going to be in the state capital of Delta State. So it'll be in Asaba.
Okay. So the one where the school, let's say someone wanted to donate, but they wanted to take a look at how it's laid out in the school, or if they wanted to duplicate that effort in their neighborhood, where will they go? Someone who lives in that country or that state, remind me of that school again. Tell our audience.
The school that we did our first library, it's in Kwawan Primary School, Idumujuno, and it's located in Anyocha north of Delta State. So if you're in Delta State and you ask for Anyocha North local government, it's a city in that local government.
Okay, because I will get lost, but I'm sure someone else will know exactly where that is.
It's actually in the map, in the Google. If you Google Idumujuno, you should be able to see that.
I see. Oh, since we're talking about it, if we can Google it, where will someone go online to see things like that?
Yes, so we have a website. It's www.greatmindslibrary.org, and that's where you'll go to see all of these things that we're talking about, both what we've done and what we're doing right now. So yes, I encourage you all to visit www.greatmindslibrary.org.
Okay, and they could also contribute to the library, because I'm sure there's a lot of readers, and there's people who can get very excited about supporting something like this, the homeschool, as it were. And so when they go on the www.greatmindslibrary.org, they are able to contribute also. Is it true? From there?
Yes, sir. There is a page that they can go and donate to our project. Right now, we just launched our digital library for the same. Yes. So since schools are still locked down in Nigeria, and even if it's open, they have this social distancing, I hope, going on. So to just continue our goal of empowering these kids through reading, we've just launched our digital library where kids can actually have access to over thousands of books online. And the software or website that we're using is called Myon. It's a very rich literature program. And this is going to be on our website also for those kids, but we are looking for sponsors that will help us sponsor those kids. It's about $20 to sponsor a child for a whole year of thousands of books. So that's a place they can go to also and donate towards this. But we also have a GoFundMe link, which I can send you. Maybe you can or put it on the page for your viewers. So for that digital library, we're using the GoFundMe to just get that going while we are planning on building the physical library.
Okay, great. And can they, like the GoFundMe, can they tell here, or would they go to the digital library page also, or the .org page to find that?
to find the GoFundMe. Oh, it's on our Facebook page, which is also Great Minds Library. They search up Great Minds Library. The link, I'm pretty sure it's also going to be on our website this week. But the actual link I can send to you to share with your viewers. But if they go to greatmindslibrary.org, it should be there. If they don't want to do the GoFundMe, they can donate directly on Great Minds Library website.
Okay, good. I'm catching it on now. And so Great Minds Library also has the Facebook page, and the greatmindslibrary.org, ORG, and they can get connected through there. And I think we're gonna have many listeners in Nigeria, so we definitely want to get to support many listeners in Houston and around the world. So we're looking forward to everyone helping and participating, because again, it's kind of interesting at this day and age, and so it's wonderful. It's wonderful that you're bringing something and you're giving back in a forms of mind-opening reading. Thank you. Now, Kiki, I saw someone on with you. It was a lady who's reading her stories. Who is that lady?
That is Miss Schaefer. She's actually a teacher at the school that I go to and a coworker and friend of my mom's. She's an ESL teacher, and she's a very wonderful woman.
Yeah, it's very cool. Because she was on reading the stories, and of course with an accent like hers, I was like, oh, okay. I want to hear that. I want to hear Kiki, and I want to hear yours. So I used to love the stories, and I repost on my Facebook page also. I'm going to make sure I start posting some of those things. I'm also working on wrapping up the Free Talk with MrB webpage, so we have opportunity to put things like that on. So make sure you hit me up too, so I can get your links onto my page, and that would be very cool.
Yeah.
So Kiki, what did your peer group and maybe even your siblings feel about all of this?
At first, I feel like my peers, they kind of like doubted me. They're like, you're so young, like at your age, like who's making a reading YouTube? But after seeing the impact that it had on people, it was just beyond what anybody could say, and it was just so beautiful to see that. And my siblings, they helped a lot with like the setup and stuff, and they were there, just like working to the same goal as us.
Very nice. It's really great to have family support, sibling support, and peer groups. To have someone your age doing so much, it's mind-boggling. At the same time, it's so educational for you, because there's a scripture that talks about there's more joy in giving than in receiving, and you must have a lot of that joy at this moment.
Yes, sir, I do.
Very cool. And we're proud of you, and I know Mom indeed is proud of you. And your dad gives you a lot of support.
Yeah, he does, definitely.
Okay, us dads, we just try to stay out of our way when our kids are doing things. So at bare minimum, we give support, and then we get out of the way. Do your thing.
Yeah, that's what he was like, yeah.
You ever heard the phrase, "You go, girl"?
Yeah.
I love that. You definitely go, girl, because it's an inspiration for other kids your age, and it's definitely an inspiration for parents, and to be able to fulfill a dream like it's your mom's dream in having that kind of a goal. Sometimes the question is, where do we start? And when people ask me, where do we start? I say, well, from the beginning. And the next trick is to find the beginning. So when your mom pointed out that she went to the school and you kind of perpetuate her story, that felt like a comfortable beginning for you?
Yes, it did.
That's very cool. I think it was very, very nice to go back to that point. So, Ngozi?
Yes, sir.
And if you were, from your part, if you were invited back to speak to a graduating class, in your school, if you were invited back to tell them something that will stay with them for the rest of their lives, what would you tell them?
Well, one of my biggest focus, in building that library, not just for them to read or know the importance of reading, but I actually want to use it as an avenue to teach my people, and when I mean my people, my Nigerian people, the importance of giving back. I feel like we were not taught enough about really serving our community, giving back to our community. We always think of what the government, like they always say, government can do for you, or what this person can do for you, or your parents can do for you. But really giving back to community is something, it's a language or a phrase that is missing in our country. And that is one thing I just want to tell them. If something has been given to you, you need to give back at some point in your life. It doesn't matter how small, how big that is, but making it a point of duty to return back to that same place and give back. And it doesn't have to be the same place. Wherever you find yourself, just find a way to give back to the community that you live in, to the community that brought you up. It's something that I think is lacking, and that is one mentality I want to change, and that's what I would tell them.
Yeah, I appreciate that very much, because it's why we're here on Free Talk with MrB, finding ways of giving back. And the way you're opening up the mindset of your country people and the Great Minds Library is definitely a way to do that.
The first time, sorry, I just want to put this. The first time my Obi, which is the king of my town, heard about what was happening and what we were about to do, the first thing he said was, I don't even know this person. I don't even recognize the name. Like, they always think you have to be a millionaire or you have to be rich to give back. That is just a wrong mentality to have. So when he found out that I'm just an ordinary person working in a school, and doing this thing that to me it's small, but to them really was big. So I felt like this is my goal, to actually teach them that you don't really have to have too much before you can give. Just the little that you have, it's enough to start giving back to, your community.
Very, very nice, and a very good lesson for everyone, because again, you don't have to be a king or a queen. You don't have to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a politician. You don't have to be rich to give back, because our accumulated experience is what brings riches. Very nice.
Yes.
And thank so you're so welcome. And Kiki, similar question. If you were invited to speak, what would you want to leave as a mark on their minds? What would you want to leave in their hearts as like a closing argument for your presentation to them, if you were invited to be the guest speaker?
Definitely never doubt yourself, no matter your age, your financial status, your social status. I just think that you're capable to do anything you dream of, anything you want to do. You have the ability to do that, and I don't think that you should doubt yourself in anything that you do. Strive, work hard, and you'll get what you want in the end.
Very, very nice. This is wonderful. Very, very good. Hey, would you guys come back on to Free Talk with MrB and tell us how things are going, or even stories and passions that you have?
Yeah, definitely. That'd be a great opportunity for us.
We would love to, MrB.
Okay, great. I really look forward to that, because it was such a pleasure to have you guys on and to be able to talk about the Great Minds Library. And I hope I'm saying it right. We want everyone to go to the website. We want everyone to check out, support, donate, because it's a great cause. It's a great way of giving back, and there's no stopping when we found that starting point. There's no stopping. Yes, so I think we're gonna go far. You're gonna go far, and you're gonna have a lot of support all over your home state until you fill the globe with libraries in some way.
Thank you. Thank you. It takes a village, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, and I think Kiki, she understands too, that the digital library reduces limitations anyone could have, even a physical book limitations, right?
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you can spread around the world even faster and doing it that way too. So it was just really a pleasure having you guys on. Thank you all so very much, and look forward to having you guys on again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You guys take care and have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Free Talk with Mr. B. Please remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode.